she's well aware of who Opal is, as far as like what the guards know about her, what her likely issue is.
This group of younger folk who are watching the two of you dance, and they start to imitate the way that you dance, but in what I think you would even pick up on is like fairly derogatory, I would say. Like they are just like kind of clowning on you.
She's known Keith for about a year or so, in between their various like off-island excursions, right? So she like just gets a big, slightly sappy smile on her face and like extends both hands as she like runs forward to like meet them.
I think it best if I guard the hallway, my lady. And man backward stumbles, turns awkwardly.
The bookish person, just about round the corner, see you, stop, and go back around the corner.
I run towards the bookish person.
I'm so glad you're back.
Oh, well, nothing could keep me from you, you know.
You're really too sweet.
I'm a couple of things, but I don't think sweet's ever been an accusation that's held.
We're fucking adorable!
Yeah, we're cute as hell together.
See? You stupid marblehead.
As the waves against the beach lap nearby. Yeah.
I don't know, the bartender just made it and said, I guess he thought it would be good. I don't know, really. She'll take a little sip. She'll take a little sip. Oh, it's actually quite delicious.
Isn't it? Yeah. Hey, so I feel like I'm not approaching this in a way that I think is actually working. As the moonlight catches her, I think she is very fetching, especially in her approximate dress shirt and vest combo, with the moonlight catching the grays in her otherwise red hair. As she goes, ever since I've known you, I've always thought you were different.
I mean, to be fair, most people think that.
Yeah, but not different in the way that I think you are. Yeah?
Oh, okay. This is the point when I say thank you, right? Or do I just, I'll just shut up. That's a good plan. I'll be quiet.
So I thought there was something special about you. And not just your connection with griffins, but, and you hear her voice crack. I think
when her voice cracked, she or able just kind of like motion for her to take a sip of her drink.
As she takes a sip of her drink, yeah, that's better. They call it liquid courage for a reason, I think. Well, that being said, it's been said, she says, as you see Opal and the rather slender, silver-haired woman see the two of you and walk around the building. Well, good talk, Callan says.
What? Wait, what?
I guess I didn't have enough courage. As she takes another sip.
All right, well. Okay, well, we can revisit that because I do want to hear what you have to say. But also, I don't trust whatever that was.
What?
Well, you saw her, right? She looked so mean. And we hadn't done anything.
I'm going to be honest. I didn't see anything. I'm sorry.
Oh. Well, there was someone sneaking around the side of the building and kind of, looked at us like kind of that punk looked at us. But, not in in the same way exactly. I don't know how to explain it. She just not. I don't. That was weird.
Okay, yeah, let's go see about that.
Well, and probably we should find the others at some point because there was a mission, and all of that.
And I will say that this is one of those things where you could use a string on Callan to get her to say more, or you can just let it lay, or you can try to roll and entice on her to get her to speak more.
Oh. That's a really good Oriole move. Should be like, okay, well, I feel like there are things to be done that are important. Not that this isn't important. This is very important. I want you to realize that. But, I just think that that there's another thing that was kind of, like the job and it was supposed to be done. And there's other things and I don't know if it's been done. We kind of got a little bit sidetracked and I should probably kind of rein myself back in a little bit, Anyway, you look very pretty tonight. I did want to say.
Oh, thanks. Okay, yeah, let's go do it.
Okay. Okay, and then she'll hold out her hand to her. And I will roll entice to make her take it. Not make her take it, but to persuade her to take it.
Okay, sure, yeah. Roll me an entice.
That is, and then I add my heart, I guess.
Yep.
So that would be 11 total.
Oh shit! Hell yeah! So this is a complete success. You gain another string. So I think you have 3 on her, and they choose 1, so she can get
flustered and awkward. Give in to desire.
I feel like this is a give in to desire moment for her. So I think as you reach your hand down to take it, you just hear a small oh fuck it. As we cut to Manth chasing down the bookish young man.
Manth is running down the hallway. Hey, you, glasses. Who made you the boss of the list?
I don't even know what you're talking about, man. I didn't touch no list, they say as they keep going, and they are right by the exit. They try to open the door. However, it does not open.
Because I kicked my foot against it, close it.
That's awesome. Yeah, as they're opening the door, Manth, you fucking action hero this shit.
Spartan kick.
Boom into the door.
Do you kick them through the door, or do you just kick the door?
I am kicking them through the door in an uncomfortably, high kick between their legs that is only aiming for the door and a little bit of intimidation.
Okay, so you're going to kick the door right next to them, but
they're going to look down and see my foot in a place you don't want to see a foot much higher.
Okay.
If you understand what I'm saying. I'm making spectacles think about his testicles.
Well, everybody, we did it. I think
that's been this episode. What's your damn?
Yeah, we made it. We made it, everybody. So I feel like this is such a cool fucking move that I don't think Defy Disaster really fits here.
I mean, if anything, what I'm trying to do is to figure out something. I just happen to be using violence, and so I don't know if the violence gave me a benefit.
Yeah, I think this is cool enough that I'll give you a +1 to this figure out a person, because, man, what a fucking way to make someone spill the beans.
Yeah, the other thing is that I could add my daring instead of my wit, which is that basically is a +1 in that case.
Oh, okay, yeah, do that then.
Well, this is terrible. I rolled a 2.
Oh. Wait, don't you still have a +1? Well, it makes it a 3. That doesn't really help. So
there's not much I can do to lose this.
Yeah, I feel like I can't fix this.
Yeah, I could lawyer this up to a 5 at best.
Yeah, no, that's not worth it.
That's a bridge too far to triple this into a 6. And even a 6 is a failure. I still need to make it a 7.
Yeah.
Okay. If I may, though, Can my foot just go through the door?
You try to corner them as they are trying to get out. However, moving as quickly as you can and as forcefully as you can, you kick the door, aiming to go right between their yahoos, to be like, "Hey, man, look where that could have hit you. Well, how about you stay a little while?" However, I think being thrown off by what is this? Being smitten by someone?
Angry at stupid feelings.
Yeah, hating those dumb feelings. I think what happens is maybe you're a little bit too eager on this, maybe a little bit too ready to get the fucking party started. So as you kick, your leg goes straight through this and you lose balance. So it goes all the way up to your upper thigh. And you find that you are stuck here as glasses or spectacles. My apologies. As spectacles just dodges this, sees you stuck, and because you are stuck, I can give you a success, but with a complication, or
Sure.
I can make this a stagger on you.
Oh, right.
Because this is a pretty big thing. This is your first, because I think as you said,
it's a big fail. Yeah, I think stagger is more than appropriate. Also, I gave myself XP for that fail.
Yeah, so
that's a downbeat. A 6 or less is a downbeat, right?
Yes. So I'm going to say, because you were mad at your emotions and because you were feeling insecure, like the one thing that you really know how to do is to fucking bust heads, and you know how to intimidate people. You're the goddamn you were the goddamn captain before you became the bodyguard of Katinka. Seeing yourself misjudge this as bad as you have, I think that causes a stagger. And so with a stagger, there's a couple of things that you can do with this. A stagger means that, because you have what, 2 conditions currently?
I have 2 conditions, right? So I pick one for the 0 to 3 condition.
Yes.
Or you pick it. I don't know who does.
No, I think this is what you get to pick. Like, okay. Do you grin and bear it and you would take 2 more conditions? Or do you let the opposition gain an opportunity? Or seeing this failure, you can lash out to someone, but we can table that until you're around someone that you care about. That you
right. And I think in this case, the lash out wouldn't be appropriate.
Right.
So I'm going to, I think, very Mant style, be defiant, grin and bear it. Like, yep, that's what I meant to do. But I am going to check off. I'm going to rack up 2 more conditions. 1, angry, which I think that's fair.
Yeah.
That's coming in here. And then I'm going to go with frightened, which is a mix of other feelings that are happening right now. Frightened about the feelings that I'm having, frightening like, Jesus, I did just whiff this real bad. And like, I'm supposed to be protecting Katinka here. And I'm on my ground with my dang foot through a door. I have all of the conditions except for hopeless. Angry, frightened, guilty, and insecure. So Mantha's going through some stuff.
Yeah, Mantha's going to need some TLC.
No, thank you. I have duties that do not allow for time for TLC or self-care.
We're having a conversation later.
Yeah, so he dodges out of the way. You are going to grin and bear it.
Still yelling out the list.
Right. Yeah. So you're going to grin and bear it still. And I think because you've decided to take these 2 conditions, like you still get the success, even though you've taken the stagger. So them just dodging it and your leg being all the way through, except, you're up to your fucking upper thigh in this. As this guy dodges out of the way, he tries to take off to run.
I mean, where's he going to run? Like, he's going to open the door with me in it, or he's going to run back the other way.
Seeing that this option is closed to him, he would try to run the opposite way. So, but since you won the success here, you were able to grab him, and I think you hold on to him very, very fucking tight.
Here, if you
anime
want,
move. anime move. He slams into the door. You come in behind him, slam your foot through it. He's like, oh shit, and tries to bounce off the door. You just grab him and drag him back into that door and press both your arms against it.
The list.
Manth yells.
Yeah. Rolando, the list. Who made you the boss of the list? I think his name is Rolando.
As you yell this to him, we cut back to Katinka in the, just fucking in the center of attention, feeling uncomfortable for the first time because she is so markedly the center of attention by Keese making her decidedly not the center of attention. Wink. As she says, I noticed you had a little bit of a hitch to your arm. What's going on there?
That. And I guess this is the best time to point out.
Mm-hmm.
I think normally when she goes to the club, Katinka would braid her hair back, but she left it like fully natural today. Just maybe a little shine in her curls and everything, but specifically to try and hide her shoulder. Because even though the light's low in here, and she does have like very, very dark brown skin, so the bruise wasn't immediately obvious, but it is turning purple and spreading.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
So she was hoping no one would see. And she was kind of like self-consciously, I think, like glances down at her shoulder as best she can, and just I guess you could call it a bit of a training accident.
That doesn't sound like you.
And her eyes cut to the other people in the
room. Hey everyone, do me a favor and leave us alone, they say, as the crowd looks at each other before like one of them nods, and each one of them get up and file out of the room. Don't mind them, I hardly do. They're just hangers on, you see.
Oh, it's just there's already going to be enough rumors. I mean, you know how it is. And she'll a little self-consciously just like push her hair back out of the way so Keese can actually see the damage.
Oh dear, that's simply not going to do, they say, as...
Yeah, I mean, what can you do about it, though? It is what it is, and...
Well...
I don't even know what they were going for, but...
Well,
somebody actually tried to assassinate me today. Can you believe that?
I'm going to guess that despite your very cheery demeanor and your very kind demeanor, that is messing with you quite a bit.
You could always read me like a book.
You're one worth reading.
How do you even do that? She like groans, she just like leans in and just puts her forehead against Keese's arm.
Oh, how do I do it? Because I'm Keese, they say, as they very gingerly put their warm hand on the bruise on the back of your shoulder. I'm very sorry about this. If I could, I would heal it myself.
Just being able to be here tonight has helped.
Good. Maybe one day soon, I wouldn't have to tell you about Incanta or Capriccio or any of the other islands. Because you and your Manth could come along.
And I think with her face hidden, Case wouldn't see this. But there's a wistful smile on her face. And a moment where she just allows herself to imagine that. And then she sits up. I really wish I could. But, you know, and some part is I don't even know why I can't. It's not like Mom's going to be ready to step down anytime soon. I always figured, shouldn't I know more than this island?
But more importantly than that, shouldn't you get the opportunity to know yourself?
Is that more important? Really? I mean, I'm a person, obviously. I should be allowed to do this every once in a while without somebody breathing down my freaking neck about the fact that I didn't do 6 hours of extra practice today. Not regular practice, extra practice. That should be optional, but it's not. But I have obligations, and there's a lot more to my position than just griffin riding. Not that anyone ever seems to actually know or care about that. I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying.
Could you answer a question for me?
Of course.
What makes you happier? Being the person they want you to be, or being the person who is beside me?
I think looks in their eyes and that openness that she had for a split second of stating her mind, her actual mind, just very slowly begins to close a little. Not all the way. It's not a slammed door, but there's something there. I think this is the closest to happy I've ever been. But it's been so long since I've actually felt it. I don't even know if I know what that is anymore.
I tell you something that makes me happy.
Mm-hmm.
Seeing you walk through that door.
And at that, her face crumples and she just sinks into Case.
As you guys are together, Keith says, I'm leaving in 3 days. I'm going to Harmony. You're going to win the competition. Because I am the judge. In their tone is a wink.
I think they'd feel her tense at that.
Well, I suppose I can be a bit crooked in some ways. But I'm playing it straight with you right now. I'm leaving in 3 days. Come with me. And this is going to be for you to think about, which is I'm going to offer a string, or I'm going to use one of Keese's strings on you, which is you will get XP if you agree. But we'll leave that with you. As we cut to Oriel, who saw Opal, and we had our gal, I think, giving in to temptation. All right, like I really like you, and I like you, not like, oh yeah, I like you too, or whatever you'd say, but I like you, like I want to kiss you like you. Bad timing.
Oriel's going on a face journey. I think there's just like a lot of like, wait, what? Oh no, she said that. Okay, but what? But why? Actually, no, it sounds nice. I could get behind that. Could I? Yeah. Yeah, I get behind that. Interesting, isn't it? Huh. Like literally, like all of that entire like little thing just plays out on her face. It's a nice journey. Well, she's just standing there. I don't know if Cal actually took her hand, but I like to think that she didn't. And so like Oriel's just standing there with like her hand kind of like down and out by her side. Like and like about ready to take a step and just sort of like, huh? Huh. Okay.
Okay. As in nice, neat, as in yes, me too. What?
Oh, so, I mean, you may kiss me. That would be nice, yes. Because I like you too.
Oh, hell yeah. And then we actually get to have the kiss moment.
Also, I would also like to say that I think like in this moment of realization, is smitten.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. The whole team's smitten. Yes. 3 people smitten, 2 NPCs they're smitten with. Yes.
Is it getting hot in here? Put on your smitten mittens. That doesn't make any sense.
As she comes in to kiss you, I think what is this her first experience with kisses?
I'm gonna go with yes.
Hell yes. Get that shit. I mean, you guys already danced. You guys already are in sync with dancing. And I think one of the best things in my experience is like one of the best things is like when you kiss someone for the first time, you're like, oh shit, they're actually a good kisser. Because I've been on the opposite end of that, and I'm sure that I've been a bad kisser when I was younger, where it was just like, what the fuck did you just do to my face? But there's few things better than when you kiss somebody and it's just perfect, right? And I think despite like how fucking nervous she is in general and fucking a bumble queen, Callan is, I think she is as sure of kissing you as she is as sure of her leather work, which means it is expertly done. I think her arms are strong and rugged, but not rough. They are very delicate with the way that they hold you, but there is assuredness in the way that they hold you when they come in to kiss you. And as they do, I like to imagine inside there is more from Bay and Loud Job, as maybe somewhere deep in the sky, you see the giant luminous squid is flying overhead.
The squid blessed us. The squid blessed us.
I will say, because you are going to be entering a dangerous situation, I think you guys will both be getting a +1 ongoing to get to safety when the need arises and to protect each other for the rest of this scene, which you guys will be entering into. So just mark that on your sheet. You will have a +1 ongoing to the next scene. But as she pulls away, she goes, thankfully I don't need to talk to be able to convey how much I like you.
That was very nice. We'll be doing that again, yes.
Oh, totally, she says, as you hear in the distance,
the list. A door, wood smashing.
That sounds like Mant. We should probably check on Mant.
Yeah, let's go check on Mant, but we're going to put that in our calendar to do that again.
Yep.
As you guys approach, Manth, your leg is through the door, but you were holding this man, this bespectacled man, as he gets like, I don't know about the list, they say.
Rolando.
I'm not Rolando. What?
I don't give a fiery shit if you're Rolando or not. I want to know who put his name on the list. Shaking the leg. Trying to I'm going to use him as leverage to hold me down on one side while I'm pulling my leg out through the door.
As you are pulling your way through, using him as a lever or leverage to get up through it.
Like a brace.
Yeah, like a brace. He's like, oh God, that's my collarbone, woman. He says, as you get your leg through and stand at your full height, which towers over him.
Mm-hmm.
He goes, I didn't do anything with the list. That was Opal's whole gig. Opal has been, as suddenly he is struck mute. His eyes go blank.
Like magic blank or just scared blank?
Magic blank.
Oh. I push him away and down, and then I'm going to pull that sword out, start looking around, back to the wall. Look. Who's taking over brains?
As you are looking around, suddenly you hear the scurrying footsteps.
Oriole!
And Oriole, what you see is, very a manth leg sized hole through this door. As you and Callan make your way to the room, to the place, you guys are outside, but you can see the way to get inside, where Manth in their contextually appropriate metal bikini and a bookish man who is looking very stupefied are. What do you do as Manth is searching around?
Explain? Should we leave you alone? Or help?
I don't know. Do you see his look at his eyes?
Well, he does look very out of it.
Can you find out who did this?
I mean, we can try.
You do this thing, you touch people. They tell you things. You learn things.
I mean, I can try. Go up to the guy and just put a hand on his shoulder, and we'll try to do for the whatchamadoodle, Nature's Touch.
Hell yeah.
And try and do something good. I don't know. It's cool. All right. Let's see what we'll do. And I roll a spirit. Fuck yeah. That 6, 7, 8, 9 total.
Okay.
Which means I get to choose one, which I will try and figure them out. And let's see, what are my questions? Or what can I... Can I figure out or intuit if he knows who did this?
Oh, defo. Yeah, I'd definitely allow that. Since we've already kind of established it with when you touched Kush, where you could kind of get a very big sense of her emotions. I'll say that the same thing happens when you touch him, which is, however, this comes in a little bit clearer. I think the reason why is that he may also be a little bit magic touched as well, whereas Kush isn't Kush is kind of, but he may be a little bit more developed in that sense. It may be his entire area of study. And so the transfer of your nature magic against his bookish, his more arcane magic presents you with a pretty clear picture. And the pretty clear picture is this. You are watching his eyes as he and Opal are at the academy, the Arcane Academy, and they are studying arcane magics. You see Opal has learned how to disappear. You see Opal having a very strong feeling about the House Oftil. You see that Opal also has used to have a deep in her lineage, she used to belong to one of the houses. However, this is unclear to you. You see that her line fell away from the house due to their dabbling in dark magics. You see them hatching a plan to get rid or take care of the heir. You see them also joining in league with somebody with a long black robe with a white mask. The last thing that you see is 1 minute Opal is there. The next minute Opal and her white-haired partner turn invisible. And the only downside to this invisibility is that if you're trained enough, which I feel if you are a royal guard, you get training of this kind, is that there's always a little bit of a shimmer whenever someone is invisible. You can bend light around you. However, it is still bending and reflecting. It is still acting like a wave, even a very small wave. One might even say a small ripple. And as you are getting this information from the mind of the bookish gentleman, who you now know his name is Faber, Manth, your training kicks in as you are searching around frantically as as Oriel is
nature vibing
with this person. And in the hallway, closer than you wish they were, you see that invisible shimmer in the hallway, and it is getting closer.
Mm-hmm.
Oriel, suddenly the chain is broken between you and Faber. What do you do?
She'll kind of like shake her head. Oh, that was a lot. Manth.
so sorry. Staring at a shimmer.
Like, all right, well, that shimmer is the one who did it. And I don't. And she'll, like, she doesn't know Opal's name, but she'll describe Opal. Which I saw her and someone with white hair sneaking around earlier. So, this all makes sense. So do you see a shimmer?
I see the shimmer.
Then I think we need to act. Yeah. We need to act, but we need to act casual-like. Shouldn't just go charging, because I feel like this person has some powerful magic that they could use against us, and we don't really want that to happen. So the element of surprise might be kind of nice here.
Hey, I'm going to use a string on you, Manth.
Mm-hmm.
Which is, I'm going to say that Opal has a string because I get to.
Right?
Like,
because history.
Because you two have a history.
Mm-hmm.
I think Opal is one of the black marks on your record as, or not a black mark, but one of the things that you regret is that you were never able to really get her.
Mm-hmm.
And right now, she is there. So I will use a string by offering you the chance to charge into battle against her.
My mouse finger is already hovering over that experience box, baby.
Okay. And that
you tell me what's happening here. What am I doing for this devil's deal?
So as
dun, 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 dun.
as she is as Oriel is describing to you, like, so I think that's the shimmer, and I think we should actually, because the element of surprise, I feel like you have your sword out, and you're like, and then tell me how you charge at the shimmer.
Jump. I'm jumping. And I'm also yelling, Opal!
We start with Manth tilting at invisible windmills. And Oriel and Callan, you are both there. Remember, because you were smitten and you shared your first kiss, you are in a scene that has danger, so you will have a +1 to protect her. But Manth, scene going headlong into invisible danger. What do you do?
Tactically speaking, attacking an invisible person is never a good idea. Man's first thought is to gotta stop this invisibility thing. I'm thinking it's some sort of cloak or something. So Manth is going to leap forward and attempt to rip whatever cloak or invisibility thing that Opal has off of her. I'm not sexily undressing my opponent. This is a tactical decision.
This is a wardrobe malfunction.
It's a wardrobe malfunction. I'm attempting to force a wardrobe malfunction.
Which move would you like to do that?
I'm going to do a fight move, and then if it works, we'll see what happens from there.
Okay.
So I'm going to try to use my daring with this skill at arms forcefulness. And I'll just go ahead and make my roll.
There we go.
I rolled a 9, which is nice. But then my daring is very daring do, so that makes it an 11.
So you get 3 things that you get to do, and Opal will get, and your enemy Opal will get 1.
Well, let's see. I get 3 things here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do flirt to gain a string, but this mechanically is a flirt to gain a string. Narratively, Man isn't flirting, but as she leaps towards Opal and yells, "Let's see what you've got under here." Perhaps Opal misconstrues. Or is like, oh. So that's what I'm
hot
proposing.
Tiefling lady wants me. Hold on.
Right. This hot tiefling lady is really insistent that I get my clothes off right now.
Oh, okay. Who am I to argue?
So that's 2, the flirt and then the take an object.
You have 1 more.
So then I will do just the inflict a condition. Just like.
Okay. So I'm going to look at the conditions real quick. She's not going to be guilty. She's not going to be hopeless. No, I think it's too sexy to be insecure. I think she's going to get angry. This is your success. So tell me what happens.
Well, so part of it, I'm leaping forward. Let's see what you've got under here. Tactically forcing a wardrobe malfunction in order to eliminate the invisibility. Any other side effects are beyond my comprehension or intention.
So you go for the shimmering invisible person. As you do, you say, "What do you got under there?" As you feel fabric in your hand, but you don't see it in your grasp. As you pull it off, you have definitely gained a string on her, because when this cloak is removed, stands Opal. Opal's face is beet red as she has, you can't, with her face as beet red as it is, you can't tell whether it is because she is so embarrassed and ooh la la about this, or whether it's because she's furious because you took the invisibility robe around her.
Sure.
The thing that she is going to do, and I think she's going to do it this way, is, as you say, "What do you got under there?" You pull off the robe. I get to choose one thing that I give to you. She is going to get a string on you, because as you remove that cloak from her, you see that there's not just one contextually appropriate armor bikini in this room right now. There's two. And
everyone dressed for club night.
Ship.
I know, I'm like, you know, you're here.
Mopal.
And she says to you, like, well, I can see that we're both dressed for success.
Yeah.
And with
Mantha's running out of blush juice, which sounds worse than it is. Just means there's not enough.
Never use that phrase again.
No, only use that phrase. Okay,
her cheeks are so red and strained at this point in time from Keese and now Opal.
Oreo, seeing now two contextually appropriate bikini armored women in my life. What do you do?
I die personally. No. Kate dies. Will, clarification to the GM.
Mm-hmm.
Is it just Opal or is it the other chick in her group as well?
It's just Opal currently.
Yeah, there was a third person whose name I don't think we've gotten yet.
Mm-mm. There is a third person, but I don't know where that third person is. Dang it. I think I'll be like, well, it appears that man has this in hand. So I'll turn to, oh God, what's the guy's name?
Faber?
Faber, thank you. I'll turn to Faber and just be like, you're not going to run, are you?
I'm enjoying the show. Sorry. Stop looking at me, Faber. You hear from Opal. As he turns beet red and looks away.
Everybody in the scene is blushing.
It's true.
So much blush juice.
Okay. So, man, dear.
Yes.
Do you have the person contained? I don't know what language you use in the card.
I've got her in hand, or will soon. It's fine. It's under control.
I'm gonna get handsy with her in a minute.
It's gonna get handled.
We'll see which one of us will be in control.
That's all this is.
All right. Okay. So, well, shit. So, Miss Opal, ma'am, Miss person.
I'm kind of in the middle of a fight, yes?
Are they actually fighting? Okay, they're actually fighting. That's great. I thought they were
distraction.
I thought they were just staring at each other.
There is a brief pause as they're just standing there looking at each other,
Okay,
red cheeked.
That's fair. I thought they just stopped and were staring at
Realizing
each other. They're actually fighting.
You're going to remind us that, wait, we were fighting.
I just like to imagine there's just this mental calculation going on in both of their heads as they realize this might be about to be a wrestling situation.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that it's a long pause enough for you to have a discussion.
Yeah, so they're listening to you talk to Faber, and then Faber says that. And then she casually strolls up like, hey, Opal, ma'am, I'm in a fight, yes?
No. If they're like staring each other down ready to fight, I'll just let that happen. By all means, ladies.
I was going to ask if you need your playbook, but I guess not. Okay.
No. Well, I would like to wait until Opal is fairly distracted and then like go up and just like grab her shoulder to use whatchamadoodle. The nature's touch.
Yeah.
Is what I would like to do.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, if you want to use nature's touch, you can absolutely use that on her because she is fairly distracted because she is kind of beholden to fucking Manth right now.
She's kind of distracted because gestures at everything.
Yeah.
That's plus spirit, so that's +2.
Yeah, so that's 5 total. So that doesn't do shit for me. I would just like to say that I was betrayed by my rainbow dice and my purple and like bisexual dice.
I didn't touch them.
I was betrayed by the gay and the bisexuals.
If there's any time for these dice to shine, it's now.
Exactly. No.
This is why
my own people.
So I think what happens is, Oriel, as you go to touch, or Opal, sorry, as you go to touch Opal,
too many O names now.
The story of O's. As you go to touch Opal, she goes, "Not now, darling. I am focused on that one."
No, I don't know how. I think Oriel's like, oh. Right.
She looks very chastised.
Yeah, she's just like, oh. And then she just like backpedals. Look to Callan and be like, well, that didn't quite work as planned. Yes, now we'll leave it up to Manth unless we can find Katinka, but I don't really know.
I will also just put out here that you have a familiar somewhere.
I do have a familiar somewhere. Oh yeah, my familiar's back now. Gritty would be back.
Gritty just grooving to the music somewhere.
Yeah, dancing the dance that Oriel and Callan
invented.
Yes,
invented.
Just like off in the thing, and then I'll just be like, I'll snap.
Do the feather. Do the feather. Do the leather.
The leather and feather dance.
God bless you all.
A 1 and a 2 and a 1. I'm dead. Anyway, so Oriel will snap her fingers and be like, Gritty! And I have Gritty pop up on her shoulder.
Okay, yeah, Gritty pops up on your shoulder. Still busting a bit of a move.
Oh, you're so cute, Gritty. So talented too. Can you go find Katinka, dear? Please, just go on. Go.
Okay.
And I just imagine that Gritty like just goes off like down the hall, still shaking his little groove thing.
Yeah, absolutely. As they head off to the beat, we have what they see is Katinka, who is entertaining an offer from Keese, or she is tempted from an offer from Keese.
So if I can paint a little picture here.
I love it.
No. How dare you?
I'm taking this ever so slightly back in time. A few seconds or so. Give him a little space. Keese offered that. I believe there was mention of a dock and everything. They'd be leaving from. I might be inventing that. I don't know. But if I'm understanding correctly, they're in a basement room somewhere in this complex. It's dark. I imagine the only lighting is coming in through the floorboards, like the magical lighting from the dance space upstairs. So little beams of like, you know what? Pink and purple and blue.
Bisexual.
Yes, bisexual lighting. And it's warm and filled with smoke, and the drums upstairs are so loud you can just kind of hear them in your bones, but it's muffled down here, the actual noise of it. And Katinka has been curled into Keese's side. And after they ask that, she is quiet for several heartbeats, mulling this over in her head and with everything that's happened today, particularly. And then she gets up on her knees and slowly leans in, winding her arms around Keis's neck and looking them directly in the eye. Before I answer that, I need you to promise me 2 things.
Hmm.
The first is that I know how you meant it, but if I'm not the best, don't pick me. I will do everything I can to be worthy of that spot one day, but not at the cost of your integrity. I don't want to cheat, okay?
If that's how you want me to play it, I'll play it that way.
Thank you. The second thing is a bit more. And if they can see it in this light and, the dimness, which they saw her bruise, so maybe they can. She is very red at mentioning this, but she's not backing down. The blush juice has gotten to her too.
Epidemic.
Do you know when I fell in love with you?
Well, I'm hoping it was around the same time I fell in love with you.
Maybe. You remember that party out in the Lost Lakes about 5 months ago?
Mm-hmm.
And you took me out to this private little lagoon you'd found. I can't believe I never even seen that place before, but it's gorgeous. And I actually thought you were going to try and kiss me. And then out of nowhere, this the biggest dragonfly I'd ever seen comes out and just boop. And she just taps them on the nose. And you were so offended. Just for one moment, I don't even know how to explain it. It's like I was actually seeing you for the first time. You just swam there and cussed that dragon. And I think every generation of it going back to the beginning in more languages than I knew existed.
And that isn't even the full retinue of languages I do know. They smile.
I'm sure it isn't. But I guess it's a dumb moment. But I'm never going to forget that night, or how after that you just laid back in the water and we just talked about stars the rest of the night. And if I'm going to go with you, and this is the part where she kind of hesitates a little, glancing away before meeting their eyes again. And she trails one finger along their jaw. She's like, I guess I always
know we're both really bad about not letting people close. And I get it. I get it as much as I can. But if we're actually going to do this, we both have to be better about letting the mask slip a little.
All the world's a stage, they say.
Don't make fun.
But if it guarantees you coming along on my adventures, I'll let you backstage. I'll show you the parts people don't see.
Then yeah. At least with each other.
I don't mean to ruin this wonderful moment.
Mm-hmm.
Is that a dancing miniature griffin?
I can think of who'd been just leaning in, pauses. And slowly turns to look at the griffin behind her. And just bangs her head like gently on their shoulder.
I'd just like to point out that I may perceive the world through the senses of my familiar. What did I just see?
Gritty's getting closer and closer.
Probably
as they're
just
about to
heard
kiss.
quite a bit of that.
Yeah, I'm like, oh.
As Katinka places her head against Keys gently touches the back of her head and she's like, I'm going to guess the dancing griffin's here for you.
Yeah, probably whatever Manthe ran off to deal with is, I don't know, a second assassination attempt?
Well, let's face it together then, they say as they hold out their hand.
Okay. Are you sure?
Darling, I'm always sure.
Take her hand and hop off the couch. Literally hopping because she's too damn short for this.
What is it? Manthe is in a contextually appropriate armor bikini fighting another person in a contextually armor bikini.
It's a contextually appropriate wrestling match.
And
It has all made logical, tactical, narrative senses to get us to this point where Manthe is practically nude wrestling an enemy.
Yep. Listen. Thirsty Sword Lesbians.
You're okay. We are co-signing on this adventure.
Yeah. I'm saying it's good. This is like,
approval.
it all makes sense within the story. It's not just thrown together for no reason.
Yeah. I mean, does this count as a check-in though?
Is this still contextually appropriate smuttiness?
Yes.
Yes. Absolutely it is. Give the lesbians what they want. Wrestling in contextually appropriate bikini armor.
To the
God.
audience, mo pull.
We didn't know we wanted it, but now we do.
As Katinka and Keith follow Gritty back to the bikini showdown, we cut to the bikini showdown. Manthe, you have Opal in a bikini, contextually appropriate, of course. Natch. What would you like to do?
I am going to grab my cloak, I was going to say branded, but that's not what they call it. It's got the herald of the house of
Emblazoned?
Opal. Yeah. So I'm taking that. I'm taking it off, ripping it in half, and I'm attempting to bind Opal.
Okay, hell yeah.
Ooh.
Sword
Yes,
is overkill. You know what I mean? Like, this is not stabby violence, but
Right.
I do want to de-escalate this.
It's not stabby violence, but it's a little rough.
Yeah. I'm contextually appropriately binding the hands of this half-naked lady for arrested type purposes. This is tactical. This is not
Tactical.
flirty.
Are you sure though? Could be a little bit.
It's like you're definitely a kind of police officer.
Manthe is saying this to herself, this is for the job. This is what has to be done.
Quietly Manthe to herself, I hope this doesn't awaken something in me.
Or I hope it goes back to sleep quickly. So I don't think there's a specific thing that covers this. I mean, I think it's a fight move.
I am fine if you use a fight move here to be able to like restrain her.
Yeah. And then the other thing is that I could just be stacking conditions until, she's all done.
Oh, right. Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to roll my fight move. Oh, this is good. I rolled an 8. So that's -1 for all the other stuff that's happening. And then +3 for daring do. So a nice solid 10.
Okay. Yeah. So which 3 would you like? Because you're definitely going to.
Not through Manthe's choice. Let's be clear about this, but we're getting another string on Opal.
Oh, yeah, you are. Get that shit.
Like, this is Opal had a plan this afternoon that she worked on. Probably had to go get this invisibility cloak, had to brief Faber and the other person. Like, they came into the club, they were casing it all out. And now all of a sudden she's like half naked, tied up by this tiefling, and different feelings are happening with her now.
Mm-hmm.
This side note to everybody: this has awakened something in her. Just out there.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one string and I'm going to do 2 conditions.
Mm.
Let's see. You may not pick the same option more than once for a single fight move.
You can't?
No.
Oh.
So
rules.
So you get the string, you take the
string condition, and then is there any what else has she got that I can take?
Her heart?
I mean, the conditions are getting there. She might soon be smitten here. Okay, let's see. So here's what I'll offer you, right?
Does she have any equipment, I guess is what I mean? Like,
she has a scroll tucked between the central part of where her bikini, behind her bikini clasp.
Grabbing her hands, there's a lot of shaking. I'm attempting to bind her hands with the cloak that I've torn. And then like this scroll drops down through her bikini that I can then like notice it, step on it, like get it into my control. Like, ho, what's this? I could bend over and pick it up with one hand while still sort of like holding her wrist with my other.
Hey, if you're a tiefling, you have a tail. Are you good?
Oh, hell yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So what you're going to do is you're going to get a string on them. So
my suggestion had been that it's flirting, but Manthe isn't aware that this is flirtatious.
So how are they unintentionally flirtatious?
Oh, she's grabbing her hands, she's binding her, and she's like manhandling her and just saying the kind of things that Manthe says that then maybe get taken out of context, like the whole, let's see what you got under there. Where do you think you're going? This isn't through yet.
I'm just imagining that Manthe is doing this like very slowly and deliberately while holding eye contact of like, you're not going anywhere. And she's like, oh, no, I'm not.
Right now, I am your whole world. You don't move unless I tell you to move.
Yes, mistress.
You take 3 of those, and she is going to get 1 on you. And
yeah, gaze long into the horniness, and it gazes back into you.
hello, and thank you for listening to this special presentation of What's Your Damage, Long Shot, Thirsty Sword Lesbians edition. Katinka Oftil was played by Ray Palmer. Oriel was played by Kate Ingram, and Captain Manthe was played by Douglas Gale. The Gay Master was Elliot Rose. Audio engineering was done by Elliot Rose, including sound effects and music.
Thanks for listening to the show. You can find more of What's Your Damage on Apple Music and Spotify or on our website, wydpod.com. We've got maps, just gorgeous character art, and tons of lore for all needs to know. There's also going to be a sign up for our newsletter, which features content warnings for all episodes upon release, because we think that's super important. And for those of you that want to chat with us on social media, because you love us so much, you can find us at WYD Pod, and that's WYDPODD on Instagram and Threads, as well as a bunch of others listed on our website. In case you don't like those first two, you can find us elsewhere, because if there's a place to be, we're probably there already. So, please stop by, say hi. We would all genuinely love to hear from you.